We're studying about shading and so forth, so I know I would have had a better example for my intro, but hey, take what you can get. So we're going to study different kinds of styles. I'm showing you the next step in the evolution of getting this assignment done. So, like always, wait for that transition. Alright, you're learning about value, and we're going to be learning about like shape and so forth, and intensity. These are all words that you're going to do. You're going to have the big sheet of paper. You're going to use this size. I'm going to fold it in half, but you're going to use the full sheet of paper. You're going to need to fill the space. So there I fold it in half. I'm telling you what not to do. But hey, I want to give two examples. You got two options here. So first option for value is you're going to make large shapes, and you want them to go into a void. Not like a scary void or the movie Void that was, a spooky movie. You want them to go back into space. So the largest shapes that you have should be the closest ones to you. And as you go back further in the space, your shapes should get smaller. They should overlap. You definitely want your shapes to overlap. So make sure they overlap, and you want to fill the space as best as you can. And you see here I'm doing shapes behind. They're hiding behind other shapes. You can definitely tell which shapes are in the forefront closest to me in the image. Then we're going to shade. You can see here I'm shading very fast because it's sped up. But I'm going dark where the shape is over top of the other shape because it's going to cast a shadow. And then I'm blending it out, getting that shadow, that midtone, that highlight. Look, guys, half your work's done for you, really, because you're just using a dark color. The paper's white, so 50% of the job's already done. You just got to take it to 50% over. So you can see here I'm doing different shading techniques. You need to do at least 3 different shading techniques when doing this project, so you understand the techniques that we went over in the value sheets. Now, see I'm using linear line. I'm also using gestural or the scribble technique. You'll have cross hatching. You'll have blending or smoothing out, stimpling. If you really want to stipple, go right ahead. It's going to take you quite a while. I suggest that if you want to show off your skills, you make it the smaller, more further away items that you stipple. So you can see here I'm getting shadow. You can already see form taking place on these shapes just by putting a shadow and have it going from a dark to a midtone to a highlight. This is what you're going to need to do for your entire piece. Am I going to do it for the entire piece? No. Why not? Because I'm showing you an example of where to go, and I have more than enough faith in all of you that you can take from this example and apply it to all the shapes. You can see here I'm going back and filling the space using different kinds of shapes. It doesn't matter what kind of shapes you use as long as you use different kinds of shapes. Here's option 2. You can see here I've just got a dot in the center, and I'm just doing curved lines going around in a circle. And just like the other one where you're not going to have the same tone next to each other, because you shouldn't have the same tone. No dark tone should be next to a dark tone. No middle tone should be next to a middle tone. You're going to go and flip and flop on this using 3 different shading techniques. I'm using gestural here. So the darkest point that I have is closest to the point. And then I'm lightening up, taking that value from a dark to a midtone to a highlight. Highlight will be at the very end. On the 2 that are by it, I am going to go the opposite way, positive, negative. I'm going to go dark on the outside, and it's going to be light as it enters into the center. You can see here, I think I'm doing cross hatching, and I'll go dark. And remember, you want little patches for the cross hatching. Don't be going big until you get to the real light stuff. You want small, overlapping, diagonal, straight, vertical lines, and mix it up. It's supposed to be kind of intriguing, small patches. So you can see here, again, I'm going small patches, and I'm drawing that as it goes down so that we have a dark midtone highlight. We got that transition, that gradation of color from a dark to a midtone to finally the white paper as the highlight. Now this is going to look a little trippy. This is more op art. The other one kind of was like that with the distance thing. But This will definitely get you what you need to do, and you want to go all the way around in a circle. You want to leave one of the bigger pieces that are towards the end, just in case you need to put another line in to make it all even. I don't know what happened here. This is flipped over. Anyway, ignore that. And here we go again. Boom. I had a problem with the camera. My apologies. I don't know why it flipped back over. But you want to fill the space. Remember, this size of paper is not going to be the final size. And you can see here I'm doing, I think, cross hatching or gestural now. Gestural going all the way down. And I'm going to do smoothing here soon. So you want 3 different kinds. Just because I do 2 in the video, I start off with 2. I want to make sure that you do 3 different shading techniques. It's important that you learn the shading techniques because that's going to give you more options later on if you know the basics. If there's something that you like and you want to stick with what you like, hey, that's perfectly fine. But this way you get experience, you get knowledge of it, and you can apply those techniques in a later assignment. You can apply those techniques in a later piece of artwork if you so wish. You can see here I'm going all the way around. I went to the smoothing, so it's a nice transition, and then I'm doing linear line, and you can see how all that works. If you have any questions, ask me, email me. This should be really good. Have a good one out there.